Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. I'm doing great. And as always, we're back with another video and back with another topic of discussion for all of my athletes and whoever is interested in understanding how the mind of an athlete works. Today, we'll be talking about not limiting yourself. Limiting yourself in how you think, how you perceive yourself based on how people perceive you, based on what they have to say about you, and most importantly, how not limiting yourself allows you to take responsibility for your career and your life. Now, why is this important? It's important because when you don't aim to reach your full potential, you cannot live a fulfilling life. Why? Because something's missing. If you're not aiming as high as you can, if you're not doing what you believe you can do to the fullest, you can never be fulfilled. And it's very important to understand this because a lot of us struggle with finding meaning and finding purpose. It's not necessarily that what we're doing is not enough. It may be that the approach that we have to that thing or to that goal that we're working towards is not the right one. Even if you're on the right path, not going for the fullness of what you really want can still leave out a lot to desire, can still make you feel like you're not fulfilled. It can still make you feel like you're doing the right thing, but it's not enough. What are the main issues encountered? The number one thing is obviously playing it too safe. You know that you can do a certain amount of things, maybe it's in your sports, maybe it's in your day-to-day life, and those things work. You don't want to take too many risks, and that allows you to do well, but it's not enough, and it's not allowing you to reach new levels. When you want to reach a new level and when you want to take it a step ahead, you need to step out of what you already know. And when you don't step out of that, yes, you're getting by, you're doing well, there's nothing wrong, you're not making mistakes, but there's a lot that you're leaving on the table, and that which you're leaving on the table could be the reason why you don't feel fulfilled. That's why there's something missing in your career. Depending on the sport you play, depending on what you do in your life, you're doing the right thing, but you're not pushing it the way you're meant to. The second issue is the fear of being deceived by your own goals. Fearing that if you set certain goals too high and that you don't reach them, you will be deceived. And to avoid deception, to avoid heartbreak, depending on what you're going for, depending on how much it means to you, you'd rather play it safe, you'd rather not do too much, and let that fear prevent you from taking it one step further. This is bad because if you let fear and negative emotions dictate how far you're able and willing to push something, you will always hit a wall. No matter how many times you start over, no matter how many times you switch sports, switch jobs, switch whatever you do, you will always repeat that same cycle of hitting a wall, giving up, trying something else, hitting another wall, and it's just a never-ending cycle that doesn't help you, doesn't make you better. At this point, you're just running away from what's yours. And by thinking that changing paths could allow me to find something that suits me more, you're straying further and further away from what could already be for you, simply because you fear not taking that next step in what is for you. Changing paths will not help you find meaning. Going through with what means something for you will get you there. eventually. How do you deal with this? The first way you can deal with this is realizing that doing more doesn't always look like how you think it does. When people want to take that next step, maybe they fear having to put in more time. But that's not always what progression looks like. Maybe you can take what you're already doing and up the intensity, maybe up the focus. Just the little things that you can fix, that's where growth is. It's not in doing new things, but it's in doing what you already do better and covering different angles of that same thing. As a football player, there's many actions that are the same, but in different contexts, in different scenarios, leads to different outcomes. Being able to master all those different things that will allow you to cover all those different outcomes will make you a better and different football player. You haven't done anything new, but you're doing what you do better. For example, let's say you want to get better at passing. In order to get better, you don't necessarily have to increase the amount of time you spend passing or shooting. But what you can do is still do what you do. Maybe you take 10 shots on your left, 10 on your right, and now you work on the quality and the accuracy of your shots, of your passes. With each session, you try to get 10 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 8 out of 10 consistently. You make small tweaks in terms of your technique, because again, different scenarios may require different techniques. So you don't always have to do more, but you can just make small adjustments that will allow you to cover more by doing the same thing. That eliminates the fear of thinking that you have to do more to progress. And a lot of times you find that when you do more, when you spend more time doing something, you can sometimes get worse. I've experienced that, spending more time in the gym, spending more time running, and all of a sudden I'm more injury prone, I'm more tired on game day. It just doesn't make sense. But the real issue is doing something that doesn't make sense and not questioning it and not trying to change. That's where it starts. And again, like I said previously, if you move with a mind of fear, it prevents you from seeing that issue to start with. If you're not doing well, you just think that you have to do more. But you may be scared of making those small tweaks that can make a big difference. And that's where you need to put more attention. The second thing is related to what I was saying about being scared of being deceived by your own goals. You need to understand that no matter how it goes, aiming higher will always leave you in a better place than you were before. That process through which you worked to reach that next level, or maybe to get that new thing, will get you to a certain level. It might not get you exactly where you want to be, but it will get you in a better place than you were before you started that, before you set that goal for yourself. And that's where you see that in life, you don't really lose. You either reach what you want to reach, or you learn from what you weren't able to do, which will now allow you to do it better next time. Hopefully you learned something from this. I certainly did. See you guys next time.